Chris Bianchi joins us now.
I think those elk were actually yelling to announce that it's the start of meteorological fall for us here. So every 3 months, Kim and Sam, I feel like we have to do this, and it's just a bit of a service to you at home, because you may have heard that today, September the 1st, marks the official start of meteorological fall. So let's kind of work through that. First of all, meteorological winter, December, January, and February. And you get into spring, that's March, April, May. And also when we're talking about summer, that is defined as the full months, June the 1st through August the 31st for us here as meteorologists. And finally, today, the start of meteorological fall, and that will run through November the 30th. So those 4 seasons in mind. So the question you've got at home, why do we define these seasons by full months? Simple reason. It's for equal climate keeping, right? Because sometimes, for example, this year, fall officially begins on September the 22nd. Some years it's on September the 20th. Other years it's September the 23rd, and on we go. And that is based on astronomical seasons, right? When the official beginning of fall is. And that is, of course, based on the sun and the relationship with the earth and the tilt of the earth, right? So that's on a different parameter. But the way for us to tell you whether or not this is a really wet or hot summer, that is the reason why we have those meteorological seasons. And today, of course, marks the beginning of meteorological fall, but we've still got another 3 weeks until fall officially begins based on the traditional astronomical terms. So now that it's officially the end of meteorological summer, I want to look back here on what we saw in terms of our summer season for us in the Denver area. It was our 27th warmest summer on record. However, in the last 5 years, 3 of the 5 warmest summers on record taking place in 2024, last summer, and 2021, and 2022. And rainfall, officially, we picked up about 7 inches of rain. That's actually a lot of water, about 2¼ inches above the average for those 3 months, but that's based on DIA stats. Here in downtown Denver, we were closer to about 3 inches, which is pretty close to average. In fact, a tick below average. So the airport had a bit of a boom in terms of the summer rainfall, but here in downtown Denver, and for most of the metro area, we generally finish a below average summer in terms of what we saw in terms of rainfall, and we finished above average with those temperatures. And today, we begin meteorological autumn for us here across the northern hemisphere.